Before we even get started with this one, I just want to emphasize that it will take some time, and this is a challenge. So if you're struggling with it, don't get discouraged. There are some other videos that may be helpful before trying this one, and I'll probably repeat that a few times throughout the video. If you watch the snake video and the T-Rex video, it'll show you some of these elements that'll make it a little bit easier before you try to tackle this. Also, we're going to cover a lot of different opportunities to make it a little different. If you're trying to make this dragon, it may be helpful to watch the T-Rex video and the snake video first, because we're going to use elements of those that are not going to be reiterated in as much detail for this one. So for the dragon, we're going to start off with the wings, and you can make this in any color you want. We're going to start off with almost a fully inflated 260. We're going to make 2 pinch twists. And for this side, I don't actually always make 2 pinch twists. Just make a bubble at the very end and 1 pinch twist. That works just as well. So that's what we're starting with. And then we're going to bend the ends of the wings just a little bit. You can fold it over and do it at the same time if you want to, just by squeezing and releasing the pressure a little bit, and you can get some nice bends like that. We're going to take another color. Let's do dark blue. So I'm going to attach this to the end of those pinch twists. Then we're going to make a series of bubbles and pinch twists. The size of them is not really that important. You can figure it out, whatever works well for you. We're going to make a bubble, a pinch twist, and then this is just giving some shape to the wing to have it look like the membranes. And we're going to do another bubble and a pinch twist, and then a third bubble. After this, that's going to be the end of one wing, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we want to just fold this over, find the center of those wings, and we're going to drag this over like that, and twist it around. So we're going to repeat the same thing, trying to keep these bubbles even. And you can lay it over top of the other ones if you want to. Then we're going to take the end here and just finish off the other side of the wings. And anything you have left over, we're just going to trim that off. And if you're making this in front of people, this is a nice piece for them to hang on to. Having extra hands is always very helpful, but we're going to set this down for now. And we're going to start off with the rear end. We're going to start off with 2 pinch twists. And make a longer bubble. That's going to be the body. And 1 pinch twist here. So we're going to fold this over, doubling that up. And then what we have left here will end up being the tail. Set this aside for now too, or you can join it to the wings. Like that. Then we're going to make little back legs, and if you need a little more instruction with this, you might want to watch the T-Rex video. We're going to go through this pretty quickly. Just doing a pinch twist here, 2 bubbles, that's a foot. We're going to make another bubble, and a pinch twist. That'll be a knee. We're going to do the upper area of the thigh, just like that. And again, if this was too fast, watching the T-Rex video might help out with that quite a bit. That's one color. So we're going to do the same thing again here. Okay, so now we have two legs, and they are going to go on either side of these pinch twists here. We're going to just make a small bubble to lock those in. And then these pieces are going to go on the underside here, and we can draw them up a little bit shorter. Facing the wrong way. You can kind of gauge here if you really have enough to make the front legs. This one might end up being a little too short, so we could just make that out of another balloon. But I'm going to show you with this one, all we're going to do is keep a straight bubble going down. And then we're going to finish off the foot like that. So if you need to, you could just add another balloon and do both legs and make them a little longer, give them more of a bend, like this. Whatever you want to do. You can just trim the very end of this off, inflate a little bit more to get that extra room that you need. And if that's all you're doing, I wouldn't be too concerned if I ran out of room. But we are going to add the neck, so you might have an opportunity there when you make the neck and the head that you have another piece that you can just carry down through here and make the other foot a little more proportionate to this one. But for now, we're going to set that aside. And this is going to be for the head. You know, if this doesn't quite make sense to you, again, we can check out the snake video. But all it is 2 pinch twists here, and then a bubble up, then down, up, and then you can roll that through and then back down. You want 4 bubbles there. I did intentionally make these two a little bit smaller so that we can kind of change the character and just force this to make a little bit more like raised, mean looking eyebrows. So you can make the eyes in any color you want to. I often choose yellow, red, or orange because a lot of the times, if time allows, I'm going to make flames too. So we can start off with the flames here and then continue them out the front of the mouth. So the eyes will be out of those same balloons. So we're not going to close this off yet because it makes it really difficult to get a tight fit and squeeze all those balloons coming out of the front of the face together. We're going to just, you want this first, but we're going to set it down. So I've got a red, a yellow, and an orange 260. We're going to inflate these almost all the way with just a little bit of a tail on the end here. And if you choose not to do flames, you can just skip this part and go ahead and add those eyes in. All you need is basically 2 loops. Alright, so all of these should be roughly the same size. They are not that close, but that's okay. I'm going to choose the yellow one because it is a lot longer. That'll give us more room to make the eyes. I'm going to set the other 2 down for a minute. So all we need to do is make 2 loops. I'm passing the knot through just to make sure it doesn't come undone. We're going to make another loop the same size. Now these loops are going to tuck into the head. We're going to just bring this across, and then we're going to squeeze a little bubble to sit that in the front of the face. Then at this point, if you wanted to, you could bring the lip all the way around the head. We're going to add these pieces in first, and just twisting off a little bubble in the beginning. And then you can take one of those bubbles and tuck it through here and bring it out the front just to lock that all in. So it should look a little bit like that. Now we're going to braid this, and a lot of times people will be very impressed that I'm braiding, but honestly, braiding with balloons is much easier than braiding hair. You're just working with 3 big pieces, not a lot of individual strands. So to get a tight braid though with balloons, you do want to kind of use all of your fingers working together. We're going to just push the middle one down and then bring our thumbs across. And then when we get towards the end, a lot of times they're going to be all different lengths still, and that's okay. We're just going to go around and close them off with pinch twists. Got that. And then you can also shape this braid to point in any direction you want to just by bending it around a little bit. Then we're going to take this and wrap it around tightly. Just like that. And you can, if you have a longer piece, you can leave that as a big crest or a horn sticking out of the top of the head, or trim it off. It's all up to your own creativity and what you want to do with it. This is just giving us a base so we can build on it. So you can see we still are missing a piece to connect those. So again, this is all up to your own discretion what you want to do with it. We're going to just use basically a very simple neck going in and out. But since I did run out of balloon on this one, I'm actually going to start there and make this foot the same size as that one before we continue on. So if you want to do that, or if you need to do that, you can follow along, or you can just wait till we have the balloon up here. I'm going to just try to get a similar size to that foot. I'm going to get rid of this small leg here and add this one in. If you didn't need to do that, you just want to tie your balloon right in here. So we're going to make a neck that's basically just folded over like this. So if we wanted to add this color for the underbelly, we would continue that from the neck down to the belly as well. And then if you really want to, you can join them and spiral the tail together as well. But for this one, if you didn't need to replace or repair a leg, it looks like I made this one longer now anyway. If you didn't need to do that, you just tie your balloon in right here instead. So we're going to bring this over and connect it like that. And then right back down to that neck joint. So you can see we do have enough left over that we could even like repair a leg at this point, or bring it down here and maybe get enough to spiral the tail a little bit more, or bulk the base of the tail up a little bit more too. So there's lots of variations and options here. We're just going to cut this piece off. So at this point, you could say it's done and just draw some eyes and nostrils on there. We're going to beef up the neck and the belly a little bit more. Also, another thing is I would like to have these wings actually pointed alongside the body instead of just being splayed completely out like that. So adding a few more bubbles in here gives me a better anchor point to add those as well. We're going to start off by just attaching this one at the base there of the throat, and then bring this down. Just wrap it around there really well. Then we're going to bring a bubble in this way. So at this point, we could be done as well, but I would still rather make them a little more stout. Also, you can do this with the tail and finish it like that. It's a pretty cool look too, but I'm not doing that for this one. I'm just going to use this to fill in the belly a little bit more. And even after filling in the belly with 3 bubbles there, we still have enough if we wanted to do that. I'm going to cut this piece off. So we have 3 bubbles here on the bottom for the belly, and we have 4 on top. And we could still cut one of these out if we want to. And as long as these knots at our pinch twist are good, nothing's going to happen. But I'm just tucking these in. And that also allows the head to come up a little bit more as well. So there's all sorts of different things you can do here to change the position and posture of the dragon as well. So again, this could be completed, but if you want to go another step further, it'd be really cool if the dragon had some big horns or frills coming off the side. So let's do some horns. So for this, I don't really pay attention too much to how much it's inflated. And It's kind of what we did for the membrane of the wings too. It's just a series of bubbles and pinch twists in whatever size you want to make them. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do for a horn. You can make this short or long if you want to. The only thing is, depending on how many pinch twists are there, you might want to add more pinch twists to keep the horns in the right position that you want them. So I'm actually going to cut this little balloon off the end here. And I'm going to add one pinch twist to go in the center here and use the other two to help position the horns the way I want them. Wrapping that around. And we're going to come up this side and just copy the same thing again. And we can cut off any excess we have. And this is what I mean. You might need to add pinch twists or play around with them a little bit to get this all to sit the way you want to. I'm going to just open up this part to tuck the neck in to have his head pointed down a little bit. And then I'm going to look at this and just kind of push these pinch twists out sideways. And that should help get the horns exactly where I want them. And there you have it. As far as the artwork, you can do whatever you want, but I like to just do kind of elongated pupils, just like that. We'll do that on either side. Then for nostrils, do something a little like that. So kind of like an upside down check mark, and then a little bit of a V. I'm going to just try to put them evenly spaced across from each other. And that's it.